Good evening. I'm Siwapili Rose Amador, and this is Native Voice TV. Well, last week I promised you that we'd have Robert Greygrass back, and there he is. Welcome, Robert. Welcome back.
Right, thank you.
Magic. But I did promise you that he'd give us some storytelling, some comedy, and we have an audience for you. So, hey, audience. Woo. They're ready. Let's hit it.
Well, I'll see what I can do. All right. So I got clean and sober. Got on the red road and going to give back to my community. So I'm going to become a counselor, right? They sent me through a whole lot of stuff. Once you meet the clientele, then the same guy showed up. Robert. You need to get in touch with your inner child. Embrace him. Make him feel safe. I don't want to do that. It's not the Indian way of doing things. I mean, come on. Okay, I finally agreed. I'll do it. Well, which one? Who do I talk to? I am schizo Indian phrenic. My inner white child, he took my inner Indian child in his arms. He said, I will take care of you. I will balance a checkbook sometimes. I'll introduce you to Christian guilt. We'll go to therapy. I'll introduce you to lots of white women. My inner Indian child took my inner white child in his arms. He said, I will take care of you. I'll take you to the powwows. We'll probably go to jail. Sometimes we'll be nomadic or homeless. I'll take you to the sweat lodge and the ceremonies. I'll teach you the mysteries of the Indian ways of being. I'll introduce you to lots of white women. They both lied about most of it. But at least they were talking, and I was listening, and some of the others in my head were listening. You know, sometimes we think, oh, I'm listening to the ancestor spirits. Maybe it's just the voices in your head, bro. I don't know. But I'm grateful to be clean and sober. It's a big part of my life, walking on that red road. I know lots of brothers and sisters who experience that. It's kind of funny. It seems like without redemption or salvation or that kind of Christian influence, it's still, we got our lives back. We got our culture back. And I really believe in that beautiful way of life. And I don't even like to use the word belief because it's more than that. It's a way of doing. It's a way of being. Lakota wichohan, we call it. And did I pronounce it right? Lakota wichohan, yeah. And it's the Lakota way. No? Oh, geez. There's an elder in the audience, and I'm really trying to be cool. Trying to be good. Although he's from the res, so he's really... So let's see, I'll tell you that one joke. The two nephews in South Dakota, either at a ceremony, all finished, you know, and out there, clouds will roll in, black, dark, thunder, lightning, amagaju, rain, and then mud. Up to your knees all of a sudden in gumbo mud. And then sun comes out and it clears up and you're walking on dry ground. But sure enough, they finished that ceremony and the clouds rolled in, thunder and lightning, and geez, just rain started pouring. So they jumped in their res rocket, you know, to head home, their res rocket. You know, the car with headlights like this. This is the one that works, but not today. So they head out in the dark, in the rain, no headlights, going home, you know, and they're flying along, and then on the window, they hear a knock. They look. It's an old man, long gray braids. He's going like this. Oh, man, it's a spirit. You messed up in the ceremony, man. You didn't sing that last song. You screwed up. No. What does he want? What does he want? They roll down the window, and the old man says, Chun Li, you got any tobacco? Tobacco. Oh, man, they looked around. They found some top. Give him the top, and the old man took the top tobacco, and he faded back into the dark. Roll up the window, man. Burn some sweetgrass. Jeez. Dropped it in the second, third, fourth, flying along in the dark, in the rain. Just go home, you know. Pretty soon they hear another knock on the window. They look. It's that same old man, long gray braids. He's going like this. Oh, man, you didn't sing that song. I'm telling you, screwed up, man. What does he want? What does he want? Rolls it down. The old man leans in. Preta, you got any fire? Fire? What the? Oh, and he found a cigarette lighter and gave him a Bic lighter, and he kind of took that and faded into the darkness. Man, roll up the window, second gear, third gear, flying along. I just want to go home, man. It's too scary and everything. Pretty soon, they looked. It's that same old man in the window, long gray braids. He's going like this. Oh, man, roll down the window. What does he want? The old man leans in and he says, hey, you boys need help getting out of the mud? That's my time. Thank you very much.
You do your act all over. You go to schools, you do it private parties, you do it everywhere, but you also do it in prisons.
Yeah, done like 4 different prisons in Oregon, 3 in Washington, and pretty regular in Folsom Prison. But in Folsom, it's different. It's actually a therapeutic model that comes from the outside, and a bunch of us go in and we spend 4 days actually in the prison doing intense therapeutic workshop. It's hard to explain what it is, and I can't reveal a lot for confidentiality.
With Native brothers?
It's a mix.
It's a mix?
Black, white, Native, whoever they can get to come into it, because it's Folsom's it's the hard yards, but it's really beautiful work. And of course I share some stories and songs, because that's what I bring. That's the medicine that I bring. There's Muslims, Christians, secular people, yeah, one year we were in there, and the brothers were having a sweat, which is right outside the yard. And they sent one of the guys in and invited me to come out, which was in prison. That's like the honor from the Native men. Went around, and this a white man escorted me over there, who's one of the leaders of the workshop, and he stopped, and I continued walking on in. He said, nobody crosses that line unless you're Native. And so I sat with these bros, and there was some in the sweat, and we sang a few songs, and then I prayed at the fire. And then he invited him over, and he pointed out all the security that they had, all the lines that people couldn't cross. And it was a real honor for me to be invited over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so I like going back into the prisons. That's the most honest place you'll find.
Wow.
Those guys don't play.
Well, that's great that you do that, because I'm sure it brightens their day. And brings
Prisoners want anything. If you bring them a show, the first time I did a prison show, I had been doing a bunch of schools, grade schools, and got invited in for the Native Club, and there was about 40 guys there, and so we sang a little bit on their big drum, and then they introduced me. And I said, well, guys, all I got are a bunch of little kiddie stories, because that's what I've been doing right now. And they said, yeah! I started applauding, you know, and I told kid stories. They loved it. They ate it up, laughed, and joked, and we had a good time.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And how do the kids react to your stories?
Oh, they love it. I mean, kids...
I mean, they wouldn't understand, like, some of the stories you told us.
This is pretty adult, but I'll tell some coyote stories. I'll tell some trickster stories. I can zero it down to their age. I have one called Why Bats Fly at Night. Oh, story
Okay,
about
one
a boy.
kid story, real quick. Could you have, like, a minute-long one story or not?
No.
Okay. All right, next time, stay tuned. We'll do the
prepared.
kiddie version, because we don't have that much time. I think we're almost out of time. But you'll have to come back again and do the kiddie version.
Yeah.
But wasn't he wonderful?
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I want to thank our audience for being here, too. They came back 2 weeks in a row. Yeah. And thank you for joining us at Native Voice TV. We're on every Sunday at 6 o'clock. Make sure you tune in, or you might want to come join our studio audience. It's going to get bigger and bigger, and then we'll take Oprah's slot, and then it's all over, right? Yeah.
The network, syndicate.
That's right. Yeah. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Good night.
The turtle continent was never meant to be bought and sold. And so the story goes. Nobody understands how an invisible man could control our lives and control our minds. Without a conscience, there is no guilt, and it tears at the fibers of our